Greetings everybody and welcome back to my channel. I will be your toy commander here, Planet Zizzle. Planet Zizzle! But first I want to show you guys a series of pictures just to give you an idea how big our solar system and the universe is, and also how insignificant our planet is based on the size of the universe. All right, here we go. So this here is a picture of Earth from the surface of the moon. Now usually we're looking the other way from the surface of Earth to the moon. Not a big deal, right? Pretty cool picture, but take a look at this comparison. This here is all our planets in our solar system that fit in between the distance of the moon from the Earth, with about 2,000 kilometers to spare. Now this picture to me is extremely fascinating. If you look in that streak of light, you're gonna see a little small blue dot. That blue dot is Earth. And now that picture was taken from the furthest distance from Earth in human history. And it was from Voyager 1 back in 1990 with a distance of 6 billion kilometers. Now in 48 years you're going to see that Voyager 1 traveled only a distance of 23 light hours. Now can you imagine how far one light year is? And can you also imagine that our Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years across, and there are hundreds of billions of galaxies just like ours in the universe. Now look at this rock floating in outer space. It doesn't look too significant, right? But compared to a large city here on Earth, that rock would kill the entire planet. And that rock is basically like a piece of dust floating in the universe. You can't even see it in the far distance, it's so small. But to us, it covers several cities wide. All right, just a couple more. Here is our biggest planet in the solar system. It's Jupiter. And on there, you're gonna see a small red dot. That is a storm that was going for probably 300 plus years. And the size of that storm and that dot is a little bit bigger than Earth. So we could fit right inside that storm. Isn't that amazing? All right, here's the last one. You're looking at a black hole at the galactic center. Now, as you can see, right in the center, there's a small dot. And that is our black hole in our Milky Way galaxy. Those are super massive black holes. That's how big those are. All right, pretty fascinating stuff. That just gives you guys a perspective on how large our universe is. Now let's get on to what we have here on the table. Now this here is called the Super Volcano, and it's by Unbelievable Science.
Dude, I can't believe it.
Now here on Planet Zizzle and other channels, you're gonna see a wide variety of toys that are sometimes really expensive, maybe $50, $60, $70 and up. I wanna review some toys that are, you know, a little bit less expensive, like this for $6. Now it's a STEM approved kit here, which means science, technology, engineering, and math. And you can create it, you'll paint it, and you'll make it erupt. All right, so let's go over to the unboxing table and just see what we can do with this $6 volcano and how much fun it will be. Let's go. Guys, welcome back to the Planet Zizzle unboxing table, or I should say eruption table, with our Unbelievable Science Super Volcano. Now, right here on the front, it says you're gonna mold your lava, paint your volcano, and cause an eruption. Now this, according to them, is our biggest volcano ever! Let's take a look of what's included inside. So you have one volcano case, one bag of air-dry clay, one bag of citric acid red, baking soda, a paintbrush, 6 paints, instructions, and some educational facts. So there's a lot of stuff in here. All right, and everything is inside here, so let's open it up and dump it out. Here we go, the paints. All right, so let's put the cover back on our volcano. And before we go any further, before I forget, gonna put down a mat because, yeah, there's gonna be an eruption here in the studio. I'm gonna make sure we have a nice protected work area. We can contain the mess. Let's go over everything we have. All right, so this here is our citric acid powder, our clay, baking soda, our 6 paints, paintbrush, and obviously the volcano. Now, on one side, we're gonna have some cool volcano facts, and then on the other side, we're gonna have some directions. Let's go over a couple cool facts first. All right, now it says right here, did you know a volcano is an opening in the Earth's surface? Yeah, I think we probably realize that. Now, usually found in a mountain, the opening allows gas, hot magma, and ash to escape from beneath the Earth's crust. All right, so right here it says volcanoes are classified as active, dormant, or extinct. All right, so right here it says lava and magma are different. Volcanoes hold a very hot liquid called magma. Now, magma is rock that is so hot it has turned into a liquid. Once a volcano erupts, the magma will come out of the top of the volcano. Now, after it has left the volcano, it's called lava. So once the lava has cooled down, it turns into solid rock. All right, now there are more than 1,500 active volcanoes on Earth. Woo! We currently know of 80 or more under the oceans. Now, they're in Hawaii, Alaska, California, Oregon, Washington. Volcanoes are typically found around Earth's tectonic plates. And those are giant plates of rock that when they shift, they actually create earthquakes. All right, let's get to the instructions so we can get this activity on the way. Set up your experiment by finding a level spot outdoors or in a sink.
What?
Uh-oh, we're not in either. Then press the air dry clay around the plastic volcano as seen in the image right there, making sure that the opening of the volcano is not covered up. Well, you don't want to cover that, so I'm gonna take it a step further with this mat and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I have an idea for this. Now, I don't want to go outside to do this, and I don't want to do it in the sink. So basically what I did is I got one of these. Now, this is just a, I don't know, a cake pan or something like that. Should contain all of the lava, I should say, or magma. So step 2 just says to fill plastic cup halfway with water. You can use this, you know, to clean off your paintbrush. I'm not going to worry about that too much because we're just going to use, I think, 3 colors. We're going to use red, yellow, and, you know, orange. We're going to make some streaks to make it look like lava. So on step 3, it says decorate with the clay on outside of the volcano. Take out the clay. All right, and then we're just gonna kind of, you know, break it up and then just kind of mold it on the side here. Like that. I don't know if it's gonna stick. It's not sticking too well though. I don't know if this is gonna work. Wait a minute here.
Help?
It's sticking to my hand. This is a problem. We'll do the best we can. And if it falls off, maybe we'll just paint the actual volcano instead. That doesn't really look like lava though. What you need to do is probably go like this. Let's see. Roll it out. All right, you can wrap the whole thing if you want, but I'm just gonna do the front here because there's no point in doing the other side because I'm not gonna really see that side, so. It's having a problem sticking to the actual plastic. I don't think they thought out that step very well in this kit. There we go. It's gonna be a little bit messy, but hey, it's gonna get messy anyways. It's all falling off.
Oh man!
All right, so that's the problem. It doesn't stick. Now in step 1, it's telling us to mold the clay around the volcano. And when I go down to step 4, then it says twist open the top of the volcano. So that's not gonna work because if I twist open the top with my volcano clay, it's all gonna fall off. So I'm not gonna twist anything off. I'm just gonna place this clay as carefully as I can around the volcano. We'll just have to pour everything in through the top here because it does open here, but if I do that, I'm afraid everything's just gonna fall off. So, all right, so that's gonna do it for the clay. I know it doesn't look like what's on here, but that's the best I could do based on how it's sticking to the plastic. Now, when I paint it, I'm afraid that it's gonna fall off. So I gotta be very careful when I paint. So let's open up these paint colors and start painting to make it look like lava, which would be orange, yellow, and red. First, we'll paint some red. Now, a little bit of orange. As you can see, I'm not worried about washing my paintbrush off because you're going to be blending all these colors anyways, right? You don't have to be real neat, it's lava. As long as it looks cool, try to cover most of the white, I think we'll be okay. All right, let's put a little yellow in there. Now, I'm not sure what the blue and the purple would actually do on this, but to me, this looks like lava. What do you think, guys? Good enough, right? All right, cool. Let's get to the exciting part, which is the explosion, or I should say the eruption. All right, so on step number 4, it says twist open the top. So we're not gonna twist open anything, because if we do, this clay is going to fall right off. So it says pour all the contents of the citric acid right here in the volcano, and then the baking soda in there too. And down the bottom that you notice, you're gonna have to add a few things. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of dish soap. Slowly pour 5 cups of warm water. All right, first of all, let's cut open this bag of baking soda. Nothing dangerous here. Baking soda is just a household product for baking. I'm gonna try to get it all in without getting it on the side of the volcano. Should be pretty easy. It's a good size opening. All right, whoa, it just moved on me. All right, let's pour in the citric acid. Oh, that's not all of it, hold on. There's a little bit more left. All right. 5 cups of warm water and 1 teaspoon of dish soap. And we'll be right back for the eruption. All right, guys, I am back. I have my dish soap. I'm gonna pour that in. That's approximately, 1 teaspoon or tablespoon. I don't think it really matters. Pretty close. And then I have 5 cups of water. So we have 3 in this one, and then 2 in this one. Let's just hope that this does not go all over the place and outside of this pan, because if it does, we're in trouble. All we need to do now is pour it in and watch the eruption. All right, watch closely. Here we go. Whoa, look at it go. So cool. Now, it's not red, but it's definitely erupting, and guess what? We're gonna be running out of space here. Oh no, I need another container. And I only poured in about, I don't know, 2 cups of water. Now, I don't know how long this thing is going to ooze. It's still going, so I'm gonna put this towel just in case. The eruption is actually not red. It's white, which is a little bit weird. It shows on the actual volcano that it erupts in red. Now, maybe I should have put some dye in there. Let's pour some more water in there. Maybe we can get some of that red lava to come out. Okay, it's coming. It's getting a little bit red. It is changing colors, as you can see right here. It's beginning to turn pink. Now, if we keep going, it says to pour 5 cups, and I've only poured, let's see, hold on, let me see. 2.5 cups so far. All right, now I see why they want you doing this thing outside. So what I've done here is grab this, because we're gonna try to transfer it to this. There we go. Now that'll give us a little bit more space to keep pouring the water. Now it is turning red, finally, but all the paint is wearing off my lava. Wow, this thing is still going. Wow. I think that about does it right there. So that about wraps up today's unbelievable science with our super volcano. As you can see, the eruption was pretty cool, but it was white lava. I wish it was a little bit more red or orange color, but still cool experiment to do for under $6. Now don't forget to share this video with your friends, smash that like button, and come back to Planet Zizzle to keep the missions going. This is your Toy Commander signing off, and I'll see you guys on our next explosion. It's now time for me to blast off out of here.